Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. That's kind of funny. Me saying "Hey everyone" matched up with your mouth moving there in that clip. That was kind of funny.
That was really weird.
um, so today we're bringing you a full look at our helmet dive experience in Cozumel. This was the excursion we booked. Oh, there's the helmet.
That thing was on our head.
Speaking of helmets, huh? So yeah, we just kind of wanted to bring a full video so you can see like everything that we did.
Right, because it's such a unique experience. Mm-hmm. We wanted to kind of show everybody a more in-depth look at it.
Mm-hmm. As you can see here, here's Devin going down. Sorry, the filming is different. I was using my phone, but there's the helmet going on top of his head. So crazy.
That was honestly a little scary.
It was a little scary. I totally agree with you. So essentially, this excursion, we booked it through the Royal Caribbean website. It was probably like a couple $100.
Yeah, it was
for the excursion.
I think it was 110 per person. It was right around the 230, 240 mark.
Yeah.
Total.
So we basically the excursion, to kind of start from the beginning. We got off the ship and we met with our group at the end of the dock, which I feel like is pretty typical for excursions in Cozumel.
Yeah.
They put us in a taxi with our group, and then we went probably for like a 5-minute drive to this restaurant. I think it was called Jenny's,
something like
that. And they just kind of used the beach access in this restaurant for the excursion. When we get there, you're given like lockers and allowed to change, and then you go through a brief safety demonstration where you talk about, that the helmet weighs 70 pounds, that you're not supposed to like tilt in any way, like tilt your head down or back or anything like that, because then obviously that would let water into the helmet and then you could drown.
Right. So those blue wires that are you can see stuck to the back of our heads, that's mm-hmm. not only giving us oxygen, but it's creating an equilibrium with the water.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's when if you tilt, you throw off that equilibrium,
mm-hmm.
and then things get goofy.
Yeah. And then you go out to the little like rocky kind of area, and you go down this ladder that you can see kind of, I just went down it and you can see another person in our group going down behind us right now, to get to the bottom of the ocean. And then you've got a rope on the side of you the entire time, so you're meant to hold on to the rope as you guys are walking around, and that's when the excursion really begins.
Yeah, it's just a guide rope to help keep you stable, because you can't really look around
right, you can't like look down at your feet to check your footing. Yeah,
but you can see we're kind of hopping around. It looks like we're walking on the moon.
It does kind of look like we're walking on the moon, because you basically are. It's what it feels like. It's really funny. So once you get down, you've got like 3 or 4 guides kind of with you. The main guy that's surrounded by the fish that you can see right now, he's kind of telling you like when to keep walking. He's like checking on you, making sure you're doing like the okay signal, making sure everything's all right. You've also got a guide that's doing a lot of camera work. Yeah. So he's taking photos, video, all that kind of stuff that they can then sell you at the end of the excursion. And then you've got 2 other guys. There's one that's kind of just swimming around looking at everybody, and there's one kind of up above that you can see in some of the shots, just kind of monitoring things from the surface level, probably watching the tanks and
I would imagine,
and stuff like that. So Devin, what did we do when we were on the ocean floor?
So to kind of put it in perspective, we're 30 feet under the water here, which is pretty crazy. I didn't expect we were going to go that deep.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're holding onto the rope, and we're watching the person who's interacting with all the fish and the wildlife and stuff. We're kind of just getting a guided tour of a lot of the wildlife that's down there. Mm-hmm. He's got a little pouch of food that you could tell the fish are really excited about.
Yeah, that's why they're all surrounding him.
But what's really interesting here is that the fish they seem to be acclimated to like people. Mm-hmm. So you can see they're super comfortable around us, even though we don't have food.
Yeah.
They're swimming around us. I don't know what Lauren said there.
I don't know either. Maybe I said something it's loud or something like that.
It was very loud in the helmets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all you can hear is like the whooshing of the air and stuff like that. it's really weird. You don't really hear like the normal sounds that you hear underwater. Um, yeah, you can see all the people behind Devin with their fins and stuff like that. Those are all
Right.
the safety people.
Yeah, it was super. We were super comfortable the whole time, or at least I was.
Yeah, it was weird at first and kind of I feel like the scariest part is going down the ladder
Yeah.
because you can't see where your feet are. You just kind of have to you're holding on to both sides of it, right? And you've got one guy next to you helping you as you go down, and you're just kind of feeling with your feet for the next step. I feel like that was the scariest part because once you're down there, like you can see all the safety equipment, you can see like you're holding on to the rope. There's not really anywhere for you to go,
Right.
which is kind of nice.
Yeah, and then for me, it just you were going down the ladder. We had to go really slowly because you had this huge helmet, and it was like, you know, we just kept going. Or I felt like I just kept going.
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
I'm
It
like, oh my
just
God,
felt like you never
when is
got
this
up.
over?
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. So this part of the tour, he's like bringing a little
It's a spider crab.
spider crab or something like that to you, which is really cool. So he like gives everybody a turn, like holding it. It's really hard to see, but once we get it in our hands, everybody can kind of see it. Here he is going to Devin.
And they were super cool. Like we know that when we travel and stuff, we want to like leave no trace and leave things alone and things like that. But
Yeah,
they were super gentle with him, and they put him right back where he was.
yeah,
at the end of
exactly. It's just so everybody can kind of get a look. It was weird feeling it like on my hand. I think that was my reaction
Right.
to that.
It was you could feel little tickles as it walked.
Yeah. And then later on in the tour, so we're kind of walking back around. You're basically just doing this little like loop from the ladder. There's another point where I think later on in the next clip, he like throws food, like fish food at
Yeah.
you so that the fish kind of come swimming around you.
This is a
And then
this is a great ad for this company right here.
yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, Sea Trek. And then he also puts some fish food like in your hand so you can feel like the little fish lips or whatever you want to call it of them like
just getting on
like
you. Yeah.
getting the food and stuff. There's also frequent points, I think that's what's happening right now, where we stop and take photos. So he had us move out to that rock that you can see. You can see the women in front of Devin going to do that. But we all took turns going to that little like pedestal to get photos taken. We didn't pay for the photos, honestly. Like I didn't think the quality was that amazing for underwater photos. We've definitely seen better quality photos on our like snorkeling adventures.
Right. But if you didn't have like we have our camera with us and stuff, if you didn't have anything with you to do this, then they're better than nothing.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, to have proof that you walked around in this giant, funny-looking helmet, like a space alien, like Devin looks right now.
I'm exploring new worlds. But like the people behind us, they messed up their camera because you can see the people in front of us do it as well. They have their phones in their pouches. The people behind us messed it up and couldn't take photos while they were on the ground, so they didn't get any sort of documentation for this. So they ended up getting the photo package.
Yeah. The same thing happened to me. So the trick with those phone cases, they work great and you can absolutely take photos with them. You need to unlock your screen in the case while you're above land before you get down, because that was the problem that I had. I couldn't get it to swipe or unlock.
Interesting.
Because then once you're down, then you can just take photos with the buttons on the side. And I'd completely forgotten to do that. So we didn't have any photos from my phone either, even though you can see him holding it. But at least we had Devin's little GoPro thing.
I'm consistently impressed with the quality of this camera. It's not a GoPro. I know
we keep calling it that.
But it's kind of like, I think we jokingly call it a faux pro.
Yeah.
Because it was like a $60 camera off of Amazon. It's just an action camera. It's way cheaper
in a waterproof case.
Yeah, and it came with a waterproof case and everything.
Well, here you can see he brought us a little.
It's like a
crabby in his little shell. I don't know. There's something in there because you can see a little claw, just to like look at it before he put it back down.
The wildlife was super fun.
It was really cool. I mean, it was just fun because they're, all the little fish. I liked all the little stripy fish and everything like that. that we're definitely sort of obsessed with that guy who had the fish food. But it was a really cool experience overall. Now you can see we're kind of walking back towards that ladder. And then you just one at a time walk back up the ladder. Somebody at the top takes the helmet off of you and you're good to go. And then the rest of the excursion time, you kind of get some beach time. You can go snorkeling if you want to. They have snorkel equipment.
The food
And
at
that was pretty much it.
The food at the restaurant smelled and looked amazing.
It did, yes. But again, we didn't have money with us, so we couldn't enjoy it.
You get with this excursion, they threw in 2 free drinks per person as well. So we didn't partake, but that's kind of a bonus.
Yeah, absolutely. So we hope you enjoyed kind of getting a more in-depth look and kind of chat about the excursion. Definitely hit subscribe and stay tuned for more adventures.
Bye.
Bye, you guys.